Hey, what's up, everybody? It's just Charles Sabanson, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment. We'll give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we have an excellent show in store for you guys. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. Also, if you're not a part of our membership, please make sure you join the membership. We have that pinned in the comments below. Let's get into today's topic. This is an interesting one. Okay, now, as you guys know, the All-Star Weekend is quickly approaching, and most of us have absolutely zero interest in it. And that's totally understandable. The last time we witnessed an All-Star game, the NBA players had a game where they scored around 400 points. 400 points in a basketball game. 400 points. It was an absolute disgrace. A total disgrace, total waste of time. One of the reasons why these two are the lowest rated All-Star weekends ever. I mean, it was that bad. People were criticizing all over and now people are trying to say, no, the NBA is doing well because, hey, you know what? It's doing well globally. You have other markets like China and other places where they're consuming the game well and all that. That's fantastic. But last time I checked, the companies that are dishing out these multi-billion-dollar a year TV deals are domestic companies like ESPN, Amazon, and others. So we can point to those numbers. That's not where the revenue is coming from, right? So why we even bring them up is actually irrelevant to me. It doesn't pay any bills. It may be a cosmetic stat, but it really doesn't pay the bills. So you have that going on over there as well. So what happened? One of the most vocal people against this current crop of NBA players and the All-Star games that they've been putting forward is Stephen A. Smith. He's been voicing his opinions quite clearly on how he's totally disinterested in what the NBA has going on right now with the All-Star weekends. He thinks it's an absolute disgrace. So earlier this week, he made his views 100% crystal clear. Then what happened? Yesterday, they had a show where they brought on Shannon Sharpe. And they were actually going over some of Stephen A. Smith's earlier comments about the All-Star weekend. And then during the segment in which they had Shannon Sharpe, Shannon Sharpe goes first. All right. And then Stephen A. Smith gets the mic. And as he's talking, he then begins to confront Shannon about the role Lebron has played in destroying the NBA and All-Star weekend. And Shannon Sharpe could literally say nothing, because he knew that every single thing that Stephen A. Smith was saying was 100% on the money. So what we want to do is I want to play this exchange for you guys now, and I'm going to come back and really react to it. Take a listen to what these guys had to say here.
You know, sometimes, Stephen A., things just run its course. The dunk contest was great when the best players were entering it. The Michael Jordans, the Dominique Wilkins, those guys, the Dr. J's, Kobe's. I don't know these guys. These guys are way, way down on the totem pole. You've got to bring guys from the G League. Now, the dunk contest, Stephen A., when you and I were growing up, you covered the league, the dunk contest closed it. Now the three-point competition closes the ceremony. That should tell you everything you need to know. So you keep moving it around. What you need to do is move it out. It's run its course. What else are you going to do? Have a guy jump over the Empire State Building? There's nothing, I mean, the creativity is not there anymore. Everybody uses props. You got to bring somebody out the stands. You don't jump over a chair. You jump over Castanet. You do this. It's time out. We can find something else. Hey, I like the thing where they throw the ball through the hoop and they run down and lay it up, shoot a three. I like everything else other than the dunk contest. Stephen A., I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm done with it. None of the great. Now, if you tell me Ja Morant, you tell me Ant-Man, you tell me Zion, okay, sign your boy up. Okay, Stephen, I'm right there. As a matter of fact, I'm paying to get me a ticket because I want to be front row because you got some of the great dunkers in the NBA currently in the dunk competition. But without that, it's time to let it go.
Shannon, I don't know if you have seen my comments about NBA All-Star Weekend, but I'm going to go deep here. It's an absolute travesty. I wouldn't give a damn if the NBA canceled the All-Star Weekend festivities. It's that bad. And these players, it's unconscionable, and I don't give a damn how they feel about it. I mean, I got a lot of love for a lot of players. I'm not talking about all. I'm not talking about most. But some of them should be ashamed of their damn selves with how they have allowed this event
to ruined it.
Tarnished. Shannon Sharpe, they ruined it. They ruined it. Shannon Sharpe, do you know that Jaylen Brown participating last year in the slam dunk contest, was the first All-Star to participate in the slam dunk contest since DeAndre Jordan in 2017. Michael Jordan did it 3 times. Kobe Bryant did it. Vince Carter did it. Tracy McGrady did it. Okay? And your man, your GOAT, LeBron James never has. He said he had nothing to prove. It wasn't about that. It was about carrying on the tradition. Since he didn't prioritize it, just like Patrick Beverly said with him going and with them going into the bubble, we all gonna do what LeBron James does. We know he's the leader. Let's call it what it is. And sure enough, he never chose to participate. He wanted to use layup lines during pre-games to do dunks, forcing or compelling folks to clamor for him to do All-Star Weekend Slam Dunk Contest, and never once participated in his career. Nobody expects him to do it now at age 40. But damn, it took 22 years in the league. You were around and never participated in it once. Don't get me started with the All-Star Weekend. It's an absolute travesty. Yo, Shannon, you are looking at your brother, Stephen A., who called the league office to tell them how I feel.
So you heard what Stephen A. Smith had to say. What are my thoughts on this? I think Stephen A. Smith makes a fantastic point, and I'm gonna tell you why it's true what he's saying. The reason I know what Stephen A. Smith is saying is true about the role that LeBron has played in destroying the All-Star Weekend and the NBA in general was because of the recent news that we just got that they reacted to about a potential deal that LeBron, Maverick Carter, and these guys are working on by trying to create a rival league. Okay, and what Stephen A. Smith spoke about on television was essentially that these guys are working to put together this rival league because there may be a possibility that LeBron may not end up being a team owner. And therefore, if I'm not going to be a team owner, I'm going to create a league that's going to compete against the NBA. I want you guys to follow this properly, right? I want you guys to follow this properly. So there's already precedent for it. Let's evaluate the comments that he actually made to Shannon Sharpe in terms of LeBron's refusal to participate in the slam dunk contest. That's true. Now, the reason LeBron didn't participate in the slam dunk contest was because LeBron wasn't voted into the All-Star game as a rookie. A lot of twerking ass LeBron fans don't even know that. When LeBron was a rookie, he was not an All-Star. And because LeBron wasn't voted or found a way to be engineered on the All-Star team, whatever, LeBron held it against the NBA. And his way of holding it against the NBA was he was not going to participate in the slam dunk contest as a way to pay them back for not ensuring that he made the All-Star team as a rookie. He didn't make the All-Star team as a rookie. That was something that really bothered him, but he didn't make the All-Star team. And then you look at the role that LeBron has played over the last 2 All-Star games, and Stephen A. Smith alluded to this. I didn't make this point. He did. He said that LeBron basically gave the players, after Larry Bird and these guys came in there and talked to them and like, look, man, you guys are embarrassing us. Put forth more effort. This is a total disgrace what you guys are doing. He said LeBron essentially gave a side eye to the rest of the players, like, we're going to go out here and mail it in. And essentially, that's what they did. They went out there, mailed it in, and they put forth a garbage game. And he said that LeBron was the one that influenced them to do so. So when you say something like this to a LeBron James advocate like Shannon Sharpe, one then begins to think, if this is true and there's precedent for this to being true, how can you then turn around and say that, you know what, given all of these realities, I still believe this guy is the GOAT of the sport? How is this even possible? Let's look at it from a comparison standpoint. If we're looking at LeBron James and the impact he had on the NBA versus Michael Jordan and the impact that he had on the NBA. Jordan's impact was positive. LeBron's impact has been negative. He's been pro player. That has ruined the NBA. Player empowerment has ruined the NBA. There's no question about it. And when you have a commissioner that's not stern, no pun intended, and firm in his positions, you get walked all over. NBA empowerment has helped erode the fabric of the NBA. But if you look at Jordan, he helped elevate the NBA and take it into a stratosphere that it hasn't seen since. Now, you may look at the overall exposure of the game and the interest of the game from a macro standpoint, but there's no player No single player since Jordan played in the NBA that's been able to move the needle the way that he did. There is none. Not Kobe, not LeBron, not nobody. Not nobody. And really, folks, it ain't even close. Because had Jordan played in today's NBA, think about this. If we could lift the 90s, airdrop the 90s into this era with the social media, the NBA would be bigger than the NFL. It would be bigger than the NFL. Driven by one guy and the era and the style that they played. So Stephen A. Smith saying this to shit, he knows this. He knows that. I don't think Shannon Sharpe believes LeBron's the GOAT. I think he's doing it. I think he's saying it. He knows he's being disingenuous, but I don't think he believes it because there's no succinct argument for it. The only reason I believe Shannon would say that is because he likes LeBron. But beyond that, there is no argument. Do you know how I know this? Because, excuse me, we recently did a live not too long ago. We had some LeBron fans, and I posed this question to them, and I'm going to pose this question to the LeBron fans in the audience watching this now. And this is the question that I asked them. And if you're ever going to argue against a LeBron fan, ask him this question. There's so many questions you can ask a LeBron fan. If you want to neutralize a LeBron fan in an argument, just ask him this first question. What are we supposed to do with all the losing? You won the argument. What are we supposed to do with all the losing? You've won the argument. The argument is over. There is no comeback for that. But here's something else. Here's something else. Here's another way to neutralize these guys when they start pouring honey all over each other. You can say this to them simply. If you're telling me that LeBron James is the GOAT, the question becomes, what year in LeBron's career did he pass Michael Jordan? What year did LeBron become the GOAT? Pose this question to them and watch the frozen look on their faces. We did this live. Do you know the years that came up? 2016 and 2020. In 2016, LeBron won his third championship, which is equivalent to Jordan's first three-peat. So how the hell could LeBron have passed Jordan at 2016 when Jordan had two three-peats and the second half of his three-peats happened? Then they quickly realized that didn't work. Then they went to 2020. I said, really? The Orlando bubble is when he passed my... Are we even being serious right now? There is no answer. The fact of the matter is LeBron fans just felt good about themselves. They were sitting there watching some LeBron highlights, beating their meat, hollering and screaming in the corner, and then they just all stood up and said, LeBron the GOAT, LeBron the GOAT, LeBron the GOAT, LeBron the GOAT. They all stood up. After LeBron said, I feel like that made me... You can feel whatever you want to feel. Reality is reality. You can feel what you want to feel. The facts are the fact. You cannot be serious telling me after that made me. How? What are you even discussing? What are you talking about? You were so far behind MJ, it was laughable. Even in 2016, Jordan's accomplishments were way more stellar. He still had more finals MVPs, had more regular season MVPs, had more all defensive selection, first team, had a defensive player of the year, had the highest regular season scoring average, had the highest playoff scoring average. What are we even talking about? What are we talking about? Led the league in steals 3 times. What are we talking about? LeBron has led the league in categories, what, 2 times? In steals and scoring once and assists 2 times? Jordan has led the league in categories. How many? We can't even count. We can't even count. What are we talking about? This is a stupid, silly argument. So if a LeBron fan asks you, LeBron fan, ask him what year. What's the year? There is no year. If it's 2016, laugh him out the room. Laugh him out the room. You cannot be serious. I hate to put my goon down on you with this topic, but we got to do what we got to do. Let's stop the madness. You cannot bring me 2016 because Jordan already did that with his first three-peat. And let me say it once more for your stinking asses. Michael Jordan has 2 three-peats. I'll begin to take you seriously when LeBron rings off 1. Catch you on the next show, and I'm out. Peace.